Good morning, One Team Global all over the world. Thank you for connecting today. Nathan Ricks is my name. It's 8 a.m. Mountain Time here in Utah. I'm sitting here in my kitchen of our home and just excited to share with you a couple of thoughts this morning and got some really, I think, important things to tell you today. So, having said that, let's just kind of jump into my thought process. I was up at 5:45 and I jumped on my mountain bike, and we're very blessed because we have these amazing mountain bike trails, some of the best trail systems in the country right out our back door here. And so in the middle of the summer, I actually enjoy getting out and getting up in the mountains early. It's brisk, that morning brisk air coming off the tops of the peaks, and have a great ride. So as I was riding, I have this lady that I see who's walking sometimes. And I don't see her every day, but I see her probably 1 or 2 days a week when I'm up there and she happens to be walking. And this is a lady from our neighborhood, so I know who she is. I recognize her. And the thing that I've noticed the last couple of weeks as I have done this ride and I actually see her from a distance and I see her, as I go by, say hello and so forth, is that she is always constantly walking for about, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, and then she stops and she looks at this. And then she walks for 10 or 15 seconds, and then she stops and she checks her phone again. Maybe she walks for 30 seconds, and then she checks her phone again. And as I watch this process and observe this now for the last several times, it has made me want to talk about this particular topic this morning. And the topic I want to talk about is distraction. And we've always said in the past in this business that excuses are all equal. They're excuses, right? They're one thing or the other that takes you away from what you are supposed to be doing at the time. And I think that in the world we live in today, because of these devices like this, the cell phone, mobile phone that you have in your possession, and virtually everybody has one. I guess there's around 4 billion people in the globe today that have their hands on something like this. And it's become an instant connection point, but it's mostly a distraction point. And as we stop and think about all the things we do in our lives, most of them really are distractions. Most of them really don't have much meaning at all. They don't really matter at all. And if you guys know me, if you've ever received an email from me, you know my tagline says discipline and focus. And these are like the two most important words in my business life, my family life, my spiritual life, to learn how to be present at the moment. John F. Kennedy said, wherever you're at, be there, be present. And what's happening today is most of the population is significantly distracted. They're not present at all. Their mind is someplace else. I see people sitting in a room and they're literally communicating, not talking, but texting each other or messaging each other on Messenger, or whatever they're doing. WhatsApp, another one, right? There's so many different apps, Viper and all these different things, right? Snapchat and so on and so forth. And there's so many different apps that people are connecting to and looking at that they literally live this virtual life through their phone instead of being present, being focused, and being able to keep on task. They don't even know what their task is, most of them. They're just going through the motions of this kind of distracted, life that is not really going anywhere, and they're not really happy about what it is, but maybe they're not willing to do anything to change the course they're on. And I guess my message to everybody this morning is to really stop for a moment and think and take thought of what your distractions are and eliminate them out of your life. All of us have goals and dreams and hopes and desires, and specifically in this business, when you are starting this business, you've got to get 100% focused on what your objective is. And if you did it to, the reasons, if you're doing it for the reasons I did it, which was I needed to make money. I needed to feed my family. I had 3 small daughters under 5 and under, beautiful wife, a mortgage payment. And I had to make money. And when I saw the business, I saw the opportunity, I said to myself, it is futile. It is utter futility to sit and trade my life away for nothing. If I get to the end of 30 or 40 years and all I did was exchange that time for some money based on a clock, based on a year, based on an hour, based on a salary, then I will have sold myself unbelievably short compared to what I could do in a different thing in my own business or in a business like this, having a vehicle like Nu Skin. And so I learned early on that I wanted to make the most of my time. Time's our limiting factor for all of us. It's the one thing that nobody has enough of in their life. And you've got to learn today specifically how to stop the distraction from this. Okay, so here's a couple of tips. This lady that I referenced earlier is walking along, and she's walking for 15 to 30 seconds, maybe a minute sometimes, and then she has a notification hit. So she looks at her phone to see her Facebook or her Instagram or whatever other notification, messenger, whatever it is, and she looks, and then she'll stop and read something, and sometimes she'll comment, and other times she'll just kind of walk and stop again, read it, and then walk again. And what she's doing is she's wasting all of her time. She's accomplishing nothing. She's not getting a workout because she's not even moving forward consistently. She's not moving in one direction, getting her heart rate up, getting a workout. And then she's probably not even really that focused on this because she's out of doors. She's walking around. Her dog's there with her. She's distracted by the dog. She's distracted by her messages. So she's not really communicating probably effectively with anybody. And most of what's happening is really nonsense anyway. So my advice to everybody is, one, learn how to put your phone on airplane mode and just shut it down. Learn how to stay focused on the task at hand, what your objective is at the time, and what you're trying to do. I'm a person who needs to learn this as well as anybody. So I'm sitting there in my office. I've had an objective this week to complete a document all week, and I still haven't done it. And I'm going to do it today. And I'm going to be, taking my own advice from this broadcast and making sure that happens. Why don't I do it? Because one, people keep walking in my office with one thing after another that is important to them. Number two is that I keep having my email notifications pop up on my screen, and so I get distracted. I get, taken away. My attention gets sucked out of what I'm doing, and it gets distracted and off to the side onto something else. And then the next thing that happens is my cell phone's coming. Here comes the text messages that are constant, and I feel like I need to respond. And then other times what happens is that I just have items on the list that are important, but maybe they're not as important as the main thing that needs to be done, right? And the main thing is the main thing. That's the key, is to keep the main thing, and not get distracted by all the different things that are out there that are either fun or they're mentally relaxing, so we let go of the task at hand that maybe is more mentally challenging, and we don't get it done. So my plea for everybody today is to, like I said, keep the main thing the main thing. What is the main thing? Well, if your objective is to build a business in Nu Skin and become a leader and develop other leaders, your main thing is recruiting. That's the main thing you got to focus on. That's the only thing you got to focus on. That is the main thing, is recruiting. And you need to be recruiting and helping your team recruit, three-way calls, conference calls, meetings, webinars, whatever it might be, where you're connecting and helping them to recruit and train their people, helping them to understand how to sell product, how to create customers, how to recruit distributors, how to build a business, how to understand System 7, how to follow the core habits on a daily basis. And that's the business. That's what you've got to be focused on every day. And you can't be getting distracted off and reading, certain websites, going off to CNN, like I might do sometimes, because it's mentally relaxing for me to catch up and see, what's happening and why there is anything out there that may be important. There is really nothing important on CNN or CNBC or Yahoo or whatever else, you're going to look at and go read. There's virtually nothing that's really important in terms of, the constant stream of notifications that you get about this thing or that thing, or someone's doing this or that, or somebody posted or somebody's this. It's just a bunch of nonsense that consumes your time, distracts your focus from the things you need to be doing to make it happen. I've noticed when I work out and I'm at a public gym, either at a hotel or someplace where I'm at a public gym around the world when I'm traveling, I watch people do this as they work out. They stop between sets and they look at their phone. Then they do another few exercises, look at their phone. Do another few exercises, look at their phone. Again, they're getting nothing accomplished. They're wasting their workout. and they're not focused enough to even meaningfully respond to anybody if it required a meaningful response. And so, these are things for us to all think about and examine. It's the world we live in of constant pinging, constant communication, constant connection in multiple avenues. And it's become probably the biggest destroyer of productivity and focus and actual accomplishment of anything I've ever seen in my lifetime. So today's message is focus. Don't be distracted. Keep the main thing the main thing. Learn how to shut it off. Learn how to turn off all your notifications and turn them off now. You don't need notifications, period. What you need to have is the ability to focus. And what you can accomplish in the time that you're focusing is going to be 10 to 15 times more effective than if you leave all your notifications turned on your phone for every app and every communication modality that is out there today, because you don't need it. You don't need it at all. Learn how to shut your phone down completely. Learn how to pick it up when it's time, and then just get things done. Make the calls, make the connections, do your posting, and make the things happen in controlled, sequences of time where you're going to get complete focus on that and get that done in an effective way, and then move on, and then shut it off and focus on the next thing that you got to focus on and get it done and move on, and then change again and focus on the next thing and get it done, and be prioritized on your day to make that happen. All right, so that's it. Now, next week, I just want to tell everybody that you're going to want to share this with your teams because it'll probably be the last time I do this, but I'm going to tell the story of the biophotonic scanner next Friday, and I'm going to make sure that you guys understand what it is, how it happens, what it takes to make that a successful business for yourself, and how to utilize the biophotonic scanner as a tool in recruiting and building your business, as well as just, not just building customer base. And I'm going to give you that information next week in detail, and it's going to be information you're going to want to have. So share that with the folks that you're aware of that are tuning in to these Facebook Lives that we do every morning from One Team Global at 8 a.m. And you get great information here every day, Monday through Friday. On Saturdays, it shifts back an hour to 9 a.m. Mountain Time, and we hear Dan McCormick and or his guests and or hosts on Millionaire Training. And so this happens 6 days a week. It's all phenomenal information. It's right here every day. You can use this as your jump start. These are things that will help you in your business every day. And so we hope you're tuning in all the time on these things. All right, everybody, have a great Friday. We're going to have a phenomenal Team Elite University today in Provo, Utah. If you're not here, we'll miss you. If you have never been, you need to do it. Make plans. It's the third weekend of every month, accepting corporate events or success summits. So have a great day. Good luck on your recruiting. That's the main thing to stay focused on today. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon.